my child. I see you there, clutching your questions in the dark. The ones about loneliness, the fear of failing again, the ache of why that pulses like a wound, the weight you carry, the doubts that circle like shadows, whispering, abandoned, forgotten, unseen. I know them all. Every hidden tremor of your heart is laid bare before me. Today, I am not sending another messenger, parable, or sign. I am speaking directly to you. This is not merely another encouraging word. This is your dividing line between what was and what will be. The storm that raged around you was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to clear the ground for what I am about to build. For too long, you've wondered if I've heard you, if your prayers evaporated into silence, if your tears fell unnoticed, dissolving into the void. Let me be absolutely clear. Not one moment of your struggle has escaped my attention. Not one prayer has been lost. Not one tear has fallen without purpose. The confusion that has clouded your path, the lies that you're too broken, too late, unworthy, are lifting now. Like dawn burning through fog, I am cutting away every chain that twisted truth into lies. I am bringing into daylight what darkness tried to bury, not to shame you, but to free you from cages you never chose. The shame that clung to you, it was never yours to carry. You have persisted when others would have surrendered. You whispered, "I trust you," when your heart screamed, "I don't understand." You chose kindness when bitterness knocked, forgiveness when rage felt justified. That quiet, stubborn faithfulness has echoed in realms beyond your sight, stirring heaven itself to action. What looked like delay was my precision. What felt like rejection was my protection. The enemy whispered, "They'll collapse. Their hope will starve. Their light will die." But he underestimated the fire I lit within you, the same fire that purified you in the wait. He thought time was his ally, but I have turned every second of your endurance into a weapon against him. Now listen closely. Do not let distractions pull you from these words. Stay with me here until the final syllable settles in your spirit. With one breath, I have dismantled every hidden trap, every curse masquerading as truth. The moment you've longed for is here, not with fanfare, but in the quiet where miracles begin. The key I place in your hand is not for a single door. It is a master key, forged in the fires of your faithfulness, and it will unleash cascading freedom into every locked place. Relationships, purpose, healing, joy. This turning point is not just for your comfort. It is a pivot for your loved ones. The courage you gain will become a compass for others lost in their own deserts. So stand up, beloved. Lift your gaze higher. The accusations whispered about you in darkness are being drowned out by my truth. The atmosphere around you is shifting. Your season of survival ends now. This is your divine summons. Walk forward. Speak boldly. The road ahead will demand courage, but you will not walk it alone. Listen until the end, my child. For my final word over you is not striving, but victory. Not shame, but beloved. Not prisoner, but heir. Keep moving forward and keep your gaze level. Everything you have lived through has shaped you for now. The light inside you no longer hides behind shadows. Your voice no longer shrinks under fear, and the care you carry is no longer restricted by old wounds. You have learned resilience through setbacks, patience through waiting, and empathy through pain. Every disappointment sharpened your insight. Every triumph taught humility. Every ordinary day trained you to notice quiet hope. Nothing is random. Everything now gathers into quiet strength. I see what was buried in dim corners, and I hear the whispers no one else heard. I am now bringing what was hidden into plain view, not to frighten you or shame anyone, but to clear confusion and unfasten the unseen cage that held you far too long. The lies that crowded your mind, the masks of people you trusted, the quiet plans designed to reduce your worth. Each one is being dismantled as morning light fills a once dark room. What was veiled is coming into focus like outlines growing clear at sunrise. I do this gently, yet firmly, so that nothing remains half-lit. Truth requires full daylight. Partial light only invites new confusion. I will keep revealing until clarity no longer surprises you. This uncovering is not a sentence, it is a release. Truth never comes to condemn the innocent. It comes to loosen bonds they never chose. I am not only sharpening your sight so you can name what once baffled you. I am also opening the inner door so you can step away from every label, limit, and cage that disagrees with the core calling I placed in you from the start. I do not delight in spectacle. I value sincerity. The simple honesty rising in you will breathe easier air into every room you enter. People may resist at first, yet even resistance will bend toward honesty over time. Your calm steadiness will convince more than loud argument. The freedom I give is not won by force. It arrives with light. And when light enters, darkness has no bargaining power. When truth stands up, manipulation retreats. You do not need to defend yourself. Truth itself will answer. When it speaks, every rumor, every attempt to hide you, will dissolve under the weight of clear reality. Let quiet confidence replace any need to push back. Light does not debate darkness. It just shines. You will notice how rumors fade without your rebuttal, and how tension drains when facts stand plain. This pattern will repeat until peace feels normal again. This is your season of freedom. It is not the shallow kind the world applauds, the freedom to chase any whim. It is deeper, the freedom to live aligned with the name I gave you, to walk out of roles others assigned, and to stand fully in the identity I crafted for you before time began. Such freedom allows you to make choices that fit your inner design, to use time and energy on what truly matters, and to stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding. It brings the quiet joy of waking knowing you are exactly where you should be. You will notice old chains dropping from your thoughts. The voices that once insisted you were not enough, unloved, or a mistake will fall silent before a stronger voice. Mine. I call you chosen, valued, and sent with purpose. With each day, the harsh inner script loses volume until it cannot be heard. In its place, you will hear steady encouragement reminding you to breathe, attempt, and explore. You will recognize my tone because it draws you forward rather than trapping you in regret. I am not only exposing what harms, I am also reviving what was crushed. The dreams you left behind, the visions you shelved, are being returned to your hands. This time, doubt will not freeze you. You will move with courage born of truth, speaking what you once buried, with the calm authority of someone who survived a storm and now points others towards solid ground. Courage will feel natural, not forced. It will show in small choices. Reaching out again, speaking up, resting when needed. Each act will signal to others that doubt can be faced without shame. This freedom is not only for you. One life released from deception becomes a spark that wakens many still asleep under lies. I aim to work through you so others can step out as well. Because light spreads, you may notice strangers telling you they feel calmer around you, or old friends revisiting long-forgotten dreams after a single talk. Do not credit yourself. Simply note that truth multiplies wherever it is welcomed, and you are now a willing carrier. This is why you walked through long seasons of doubt. A guide learns resilience in dark valleys before leading anyone else. You have stayed the course. Now rise, not only as one who survived, but as someone whose very presence dissolves lies. Your arrival in a room will unsettle falsehoods even before you speak. Presence is powerful when rooted in authenticity. Rooms bend toward honesty when someone stands without hidden agenda. You will feel pressure lift, as if stale air has been exchanged for fresh, the moment you arrive. This change will not be loud, yet everyone will sense it. I am replacing the garments of limitation with clothing that signals clear authority and true identity. As you live in truth, arguments about right or wrong will fade. Your life will speak for itself. The change within you will be evidence no one can dismiss. Wear this new clothing lightly. It is meant for comfort as well as authority. Arguments grow silent in the face of consistent integrity. Over time, even critics will admit the quiet evidence of change. Let results, not explanations, carry the conversation on your behalf. Do not be alarmed when truth rises. Some will feel uneasy around the light you carry, yet what is true remains true, regardless of how long it was hidden. I stand with you, and all of heaven supports every step you take away from what no longer fits. Some may feel exposed by the brightness you carry and pull away. Bless them. Their response is about their own journey, not your worth. Continue forward with kindness, refusing to dim your light for convenience. The ones ready for clarity will join you. Walk beyond the walls that once pressed against your spirit. Live with eyes open, heart steady, and steps anchored in the certainty that you belong to light. No force can detour the plan guiding you. As you step, notice how the ground underfoot feels firmer than before. Notice how your breath settles. Each movement affirms that you belong here. The horizon once hidden behind towering walls now stretches wide, inviting exploration rather than warning of danger. Even when you doubted your own value, messengers in hidden places whispered your name. In realms where lies cannot enter, your name was spoken with respect because you refused to quit. When all signs aimed at surrender, you still reached for hope. Their whispers were like soft echoes in large halls, reminding you that unseen support was active even when human voices were silent. Those messages steadied you in times when loneliness pressed hardest, proving you were noticed in places beyond ordinary awareness. Their songs do not praise the kind of greatness the world demands. They celebrate steady faith in the heart of storms. They honor a spirit that believes when feelings collapse. That song carrying your name has stirred the heavens, not because you were flawless, but because you rose each time you stumbled. Perseverance may not attract headlines, but it shapes unshakable character. Each time you stood up, you rewrote what failure means. Rather than an ending, it became a pause that prepared you for deeper impact. This redefinition will encourage many who watch your life. Now the moment long anticipated approaches. The answer your heart has waited for is knocking, yet it will not arrive with thunder or bright spectacle. It will come quietly, wrapped in ordinary detail, simple enough to overlook. Be ready for subtle invitations. Opportunity sometimes wears ordinary clothes so that only the attentive recognize it. Keep your senses awake during daily routines. Pay attention to that slight stirring. It guides you better than loud announcements ever could. Stay alert. Do not let the plain wrapping cause you to walk past an open door. Great wonders are often hidden inside the simplest things. The key you seek is not gaudy. It was formed through obedience, strengthened by endurance, and handed to you in quiet. It arrives to unlock doors long closed during seasons of waiting. Do not demand evidence that fits old expectations. Let faith respond to simplicity with gratitude. Holding the key lightly will remind you it was always about trust, not possession. Use it when prompted, then return to listening. Trust the extraordinary when it wears everyday clothes. I pay attention to each small detail of your life. This key will loosen more than one lock. It will clear delays, revive shelved dreams, and settle lingering questions. A key sent from heaven does not open just a door. It opens an unfolding path. Each unlocked door leads to another, like fresh air moving through a house long closed. Expect cascading release. Stalled plans pick up movement, forgotten connections revive, and clarity lands where confusion once nested. Let the momentum continue without forcing its pace. You will know by an inner certainty, a whisper that stretches through your spirit and says, "This is it." No one else will need to endorse it. Peaceful confidence will settle over you. When that moment arrives, move without delay. Step forward, claim the key, and open what is set before you. Delay often feeds doubt, so when the moment arrives, act swiftly to prevent doubt from returning. Courage is rarely loud. It often feels like a steady breath, then a step. One step will be enough to confirm the next. What comes through that doorway is not only for you. It answers quiet prayers from relatives who kneeled before you, sighs from ancestors who never voiced their hopes, and longings of friends who lacked words. Your choice will clear a path for those after you to enter possibilities they never dared imagine. Legacy blooms from individual choices. By opening this path, you give coming generations permission to dream wider and trust sooner. Your past humility now rests on you like a crown. When the key touches your hand, movement begins in unseen places. Stalled matters will gain momentum, what was hidden will become clear, and strained ties will mend. Not by your effort, but by a word from above. You who waited in silence will stand affirmed. Let gratitude mark this turning point. Celebrate quietly, breathe deeply, and note how lightness replaces old heaviness. The changes may feel sudden, but they are the natural result of faithfulness meeting timing. Remain anchored and generous as new opportunities arrive. You will not strive to be remembered. Your life will speak loud enough. Many will see that I've been with you. Reputation built on integrity spreads without promotion. This is not a passing moment in your story. It starts a process arranged before you were born. You will recognize alignment when paths that once felt blocked begin to flow with unexpected ease. Trust the design of events you cannot yet see. What unfolds will reach deep, touching hidden foundations of your life. Drawers you locked away, certain nothing remained, will be opened. Not to reopen old pain, but to restore what you thought lost. No memory slips beyond purpose. Every fragment is gathered and given meaning. As memories resurface, view them with gentle eyes. Painful moments once labeled as failures will now reveal hidden wisdom. You will discover overlooked strengths and rediscover ideas buried under discouragement. This process transforms history from a weight into a well of insight. In this move, nothing is random. The events that once baffled or broke you are being arranged into a living story where each piece fits. You will see how delays and detours did not derail your course. They repositioned it for the unveiling I always intended. Perspective will shift like turning a puzzle piece and seeing how it fits the picture. Events that once seemed pointless will feel purposeful. The pattern will assure you that nothing was wasted, encouraging ongoing trust during the next unknown stretch. It is not only doors that are opening. Names once twisted by false accusations are being rewritten in clear ink. I am not simply restoring your place. I am restoring your worth. You and those hurt by slander will no longer be subjects of pity, but living proof of grace. Vindication may arrive quietly, mistakes corrected, opportunities reopened. Conversations that once dismissed you now welcome your input. Receive each adjustment with humility. remembering that the goal is restoration, not triumph over others. Let renewed worth inspire compassion toward those still caught in accusation. Breathe in. The atmosphere around you is changing. Harsh words, quick judgments, and cruel gossip are being swept away like ash on the wind. In their place, a calm settles over your thoughts, saturating every corner you once feared was stained. Peace settles like evening dew, soft yet thorough. You will feel it in smaller muscles relaxing and in a fresh clarity of thought. Allow it to seep into routines, conversations, and decisions until calm becomes your default atmosphere. This cleansing does not use force. It comes with light. When light appears, anything untrue must retreat. Stand upright within it, without shame, without fear, and without need to explain. Your confirmation comes from above. Earthly approval is optional. Stand tall even when others do not yet recognize the shift. Validation coming from within frees you from chasing applause. Your untroubled posture will communicate confidence far more convincingly than any statement ever could. This shift will ripple outward from your heart into family, community, and the very soil beneath your feet. Fog will lift, clarity will settle. Wisdom beyond your own will guide each next step, and you will know my hand did this. Not striving, not the change of others, but perfect timing. Look for subtle confirmations, shared smiles, small reconciliations, fresh ideas. These details indicate that the ripples are reaching farther than you notice. Keep nurturing the core and trust the waves to travel without constant monitoring. You waited in quiet, persisted in faith, crossed fire, and were not burned. Now I speak into the unseen realms. Enough. Return what belongs to my child. Those words are not a suggestion. They are a command ringing through layers of reality. Obstacles that once felt immovable will start to crumble. Resources long withheld will be released. Watch as timing aligns with provision in ways planning never could. Expect even small details to cooperate. These little alignments are reminders that large and small matters sit under the same command. Prepare yourself. The door ahead does not lead to another small room. It ushers you into fresh responsibility and wider influence. Each step will carry life. Each act will point wanderers toward hope. Influence is responsibility, not status. Measure success by how much hope you leave with people, not by how many notice you. Let every conversation become a soft lantern guiding someone else through darkness. You will not walk alone. Messengers go with you. Strangers will offer timely help, and doors will open as you arrive. You need no permission. I have placed the key in your hand, not because you are flawless, but because I saw your quiet faith. Remember, assistance may appear in humble form. Appreciate these gifts and share them onward. Generosity keeps doors opening long after the original key has done its work. Do not dwell on why this did not come sooner. Believe it arrives at the perfect hour, not only for you, but for those watching your journey, longing for a sign. You are the proof of the promise, stepping forward now in open daylight. Public confirmation may feel uncomfortable at first, yet accept it with balanced gratitude. There were nights when hope felt crushed and each breath weighed heavy, when every prayer seemed lost in silence. In those hours, the enemy planned to bury your voice, not through death, but through quiet exhaustion that smothers fire. The weight you felt was real, yet it did not define you. Notice how memories of that heaviness now fuel compassion for others under similar loads. Sympathy grown through first-hand struggle carries authentic comfort. It was not the people near you who doubted the most. It was hidden darkness plotting that you would lose your name, direction, and trust in the call placed on you before birth. It used wounds, betrayal, delay, and isolation to convince you that no rescue would come. Yet darkness miscalculated. It overlooked the resilience that quiet faith builds over years. Each lie it whispered only increased your hunger for genuine truth. This reversal now stands as testimony that internal conviction outranks external pressure. But the one who chose you never sleeps and never breaks promise. Even when you were near the edge, unseen help stood guard. On nights when silence felt like an iron wall, a single sentence echoed through realms your eyes could not see. Not permitted. That short decree closed doors the enemy thought were open. It sets walls he cannot cross. Remember this line whenever doubt sneaks close. It is still active. No scheme can overturn a verdict spoken from the highest authority. With one decisive word, I swept away every hidden trap set against you. I refused your collapse, refused drawn-out sorrow, refused a quiet fade. In that silent instant, I fixed something unseen. You would live. Not only press on, but live. You would step into the work prepared for you since the first spark of your life. The hard steps no one noticed, the tears no one dried, the prayers that seemed unheard became a clear note rising upward. That sound unsettled the enemy, because he never grasps the strength that grows inside steady hearts. Your restraint was never defeat. It was quiet force gathering. That is how this change began, subtle but unstoppable. You did not have to swing back. You only had to stay steady. That steadiness snapped bonds you never knew existed. Just when the enemy counted you out, your promotion began. No thunder cracked, no fire lit the sky, yet in the realm you cannot see a simple order went out, and what looked lost was returned. It unfolded the way cracks appear in lake ice when winter loosens its grip, gradual, nearly silent, yet certain. Every unremarkable morning when you chose patience over anger loosened another thread. Gifts often arrive without fanfare, like an envelope slid beneath a door. The walls look unchanged, yet the contents of the room have shifted toward freedom. You feel you are starting over, yet truly you continue along a route I watched over until the moment was ripe. The life within you never went out. It was hidden for safekeeping. The quiet heat at your core never vanished. It was banked beneath protective ash until harsh winds calmed, so that now it can rise without restraint. Picture a fire tended through the night, coals glowing under gray dust. From a distance it seems finished, yet one gentle breath revives it. Those guarded seasons were not wasted time. They were shelter for strength that would have been crushed if exposed too soon. Now you are not simply a person who faced trials. You are a person who crossed them. This is not for boasting, but for showing how durable quiet trust can be. Step out from the dim corridors of old fears and stand where daylight reaches the floorboards. Straighten your shoulders, lift your gaze, let your pulse settle, and listen to purpose speaking more distinctly than ever. The confidence you carry will not shout. It will travel slow and steady, guiding each choice without fuss. Others may call it luck, yet you will know every step was guided and measured with patient kindness. Glance over your shoulder, not to mourn, but to recognize the distance already covered. Each split in the path allowed light to filter in. Each stumble cleared clutter you did not need, opening room for new confidence. Now the payback has begun. Good is arriving in waves, steady as tide, and no barrier can hold it back. Let gratitude keep your footing firm while generosity turns that gain outward toward others. Remember the evenings you believed no progress was happening. Those silent hours wrote invisible chapters that now anchor your present stability. The evidence is simple. You breathe easier, you listen more closely, you recognize quiet joy. Keep this in mind. You were never beyond my sight. Your story is not a rough draft. It is a planned text reviewed line by line. Today you move forward, not simply to keep going, but to guide others who feel lost at crossroads you once knew. You rise, not merely to feel whole inside, but to hand steady hope to those whose grip is slipping. Your steps will not just extend your own route, they will clear new tracks where tired feet can follow. In that way, the care you received will multiply, traveling farther than you imagine without drawing attention to yourself along the way. This is the moment to set aside the hard cover that helped you during difficult seasons. Allow your heart to move from simple endurance toward genuine openness. You kept it locked while it healed, a wise form of caution. Now I stand close and quietly say, open. Not so someone else can claim the empty space, but so daylight can find corners that have waited too long. Fresh air belongs there, along with laughter and new ideas. Nothing rushed, nothing forced, just gentle invitation toward wider living. When your heart opens in the right way, it will not shatter. It will settle. It will become a steady room where tears show honest feeling rather than harm. Your ears, long tuned to constant background noise, must now learn to catch quiet signals. Much of what I say comes wrapped in still moments. I press direction onto the inner walls of your life where lies cannot creep and no outside stamp is needed. Truth is not always loud. Often it lives between syllables or appears in the hush that follows a sigh. When you pause and feel an unprompted shift inside, that is my presence resting lightly over you, gentle yet complete. It arrives not only to ease strain but to rearrange the inner furniture, moving burdens you assumed were permanent. Like quiet rain that soaks deep without sweeping display, it works below the surface, giving everything room to breathe again. Stay attentive to those slight turns. They signal deeper work unfolding. The change might be as small as choosing a kinder word, yet it steers entire days ahead. Sit down for a moment. You have crossed seasons of heat, water, and dust. Now pause beside the quiet well of grace and take a long drink. You do not require a full explanation. You need a pliable heart. From that softness rises a kind of strength that does not shout. It moves quietly, but carries stamina that outlasts panic. Let it settle gradually. Stay until your breathing slows and background thoughts drift clear, making room for ideas that travel light and last longer inside. In this still place, you begin to view yourself with honest eyes. You're not defined by failure or dismissal. You are marked by quiet dignity that comes from me. Within the calm, you will hear a gentle line. I have been here the whole time. Important journeys often launch without noise because silence teaches you to separate genuine guidance from empty echoes. Here you grasp your real reflection, free from outside opinion and lit by steady truth. Hold that image carefully. It resists both arrogance and shame. It reminds you that worth is settled fact, not something that rises and falls with daily performance ever. Do not be uneasy when the world grows quiet. Silence is not a void. It is a room prepared for our meeting. Stay there a little longer. Let steady peace seep through you the way warm water sinks into dry earth. Allow the last barrier between us to lift by trust rather than effort. From this calm will flow your next instructions. After the pause comes clear direction, and when you step out, you will carry lighter hands, sharper vision, and a heart that can hold more joy. You will notice the difference first in small matters: how you speak, how you listen, how you rest daily. Encouraging news is moving toward you now. It will not resemble the everyday chatter that drifts past your ears. It was shaped quietly over time, sealed by wordless nights of prayer, carried until the perfect hour. When it arrives, you will feel it deeper than hearing allows. It will ask you to set aside outdated plans and step onto ground you have not charted. You once thought you stood at a finish line. In fact, you stand at an unmarked beginning where fresh possibilities wait. Let curiosity replace anxiety. Each unfamiliar step will gain clear direction precisely when it becomes necessary. Soon you will glance backward and feel quiet wonder. What once looked random will show itself as linked steps arranged with care. Tears you shed in private were secret requests, and now they return as detailed guidance. This turning point will reach beyond you, influencing people whose stories connect with yours in ways neither of you can yet see. Notice how gentle the shift feels, more like a door swinging open on oiled hinges than a loud trumpet. Because of that softness, you will recognize its source without doubt. These words rise out of steady kindness, proven over time. They ring like a clear bell, not to alarm, but to wake sleepers. Let fear fall away, let doubt loosen, and stand where the light now reaches. Remember, light does not arrive to shame shadow. It arrives to reveal safe footing. As you accept that glow, you will sense confidence returning to your voice and calm settling in your chest. Take one slow breath and feel how simple the invitation is. Walk forward without pretending. Ask questions without dread. Hold hope without clutching. That is the shape of real courage, quiet and uncluttered and ready today. Hold your heart open. Do not let past injuries question the daylight pushing through the window. Pain has often shouted louder than purpose, and many times you hesitated, worried you were mistaken. This moment differs. The call is unmistakable. Even without full sight, step forward. You will learn direction mid-stride. Trust that small beginnings are valid. The path will unfold under your shoes, not before. Courage is not loud. It is the quiet decision to move while questions remain, believing answers will arrive on time for you. You carry more strength now. Not because hurt skipped your story, but because every bruise taught endurance. Each time you almost fell, unseen hands steadied you. In hours when only walls heard your sobs, you still chose belief, and that choice was recorded. It names you a quiet fighter, one who keeps standing after fight. Notice how that resilience shows in simple habits. You speak calmer, breathe deeper, forgive faster. Strength is not measured by applause, but by the ability to remain kind while pressure rises. You gained that ability in nights when no one applauded, and it will serve many going forward. The time has arrived. The invitation is now an instruction. Only a few sense its tone, and you are among them because trials cleared your hearing. Past misunderstandings, desertions, and waiting rooms did not erase you. They prepared you to carry real responsibility with humility. Keep your pace steady. Stay aligned with the inner rhythm. The key I place in your palm is not meant for old rooms of regret. It fits a door you have not yet seen, one that opens into space where approval is not bartered. Your name is secure by my own writing. What follows is fruit growing from steady trust, not payment for spotless record. Use the key with confidence. Turn it when you sense a nudge, even if logic hesitates. The door will yield smoothly. Beyond it, you will find tasks suited to your genuine size, no larger, no smaller. Arranged like tools on a tidy bench ready for a careful worker who values precision over haste. A promise you believed forgotten is stirring again. It never decayed. It took root out of sight, gathering strength. Now it pushes into view with energy no obstacle can block. No one will attribute this to ordinary planning because its timing, scale, and simplicity carry unmistakable marks of something greater. Watch it unfold the way dawn light seeps behind clouds, first faint, then undeniable. Keep humility close, for the promise grows to bless, not to inflate ego. Share the story openly, emphasizing the patience so that others waiting in shadows understand delay does not equal denial. It often signals preparation. Their hope will rise by hearing, "Do not think of this season as a small tweak. It is a turning so significant that even silent opponents will have to notice. I set a table for you in plain view, not to gloat, but to demonstrate steady care. Your light, once hidden, now stands in the open. Stay composed. Visibility can tempt either pride or retreat. Accept kindness, decline spotlight cravings. Remember that the same hand that raised the curtain can draw it again if ego swells. Use every new opportunity to lift discouraged hearts, proving that gifts are meant to circulate rather than accumulate. That flow keeps both giver and receiver free. You will not walk alone. Companions who stood silent with you in dim halls will now join you in sunlight. Observers will ask about your strength, unaware that it comes from quiet support beyond ordinary sight. The events ahead will bring awe, not fear. Tears will come again, yet they will fall from gratitude when you realize I was present all along. Let those tears wash away any leftover doubt and soften your heart toward those who still wander. Lead others by example. Slow steps, open words, and the humility to admit you still rely on grace daily. Every hesitant stride, every ache you thought pointless, was only the first act of the goodness now unfolding. Through countless dark hours you kept your small light glowing. Time after time you chose truth while lies offered quicker comfort. That decision carved a lasting sign inside you, one I will never overlook. Integrity formed quietly, the way rivers deepen their channels at night. Others may never know the private cost, but they will feel the public benefit. Your consistency has created a safe harbor where worn souls can rest. Guard that harbor. Its calm will speak louder than any speech you could craft, especially in coming storms. You sensed delay. A door promised seemed to shut without notice. Dreams hovered within reach, then drifted. A quiet doubt lingered. Have I been overlooked? The wait was never punishment. It was rich soil where your future grew roots unseen, protected from weather it could not yet withstand. Early arrival would have been heavy. Readiness needed time. Now you understand why patience matters. A tree planted yesterday cannot carry fruit today. The branches would snap. In the same way, extra months allowed your character to strengthen. The timing ahead will prove perfect, and you will thank the pause for guarding both you and those you serve. Now your view has widened. You are no longer begging for change while resisting growth. You have learned to wait without resentment, to stay quiet without losing hope, to stand on one sure line. I remain present. This marks maturity that cares more for good foundation than for quick applause. Notice how fear has lost its volume. You still hear its whisper, but it no longer steers the wheel. Confidence does not erase questions. It simply keeps them from dictating direction. Carry that balanced confidence into each new setting and watch how rooms shift when calm walks in. People learn courage by observing steadiness over time. Through that process, you were reshaped, not by hours alone, but by my constant presence breathing through them. Your stance shifted. Once you hung your head, now you lift your face with quiet confidence. Once you asked permission, now you walk as one invited, not because of a flawless record, but because of a willing heart ready to yield. This readiness looks like open hands, willing to receive guidance and also willing to release plans. It looks like eyes that meet others without comparison. It looks like steps that keep rhythm whether noticed or ignored. Such posture cannot be faked. It grows from consistent surrender over years. You are like a gem formed in darkness under pressure. Now when light touches you, you do not fracture, you reflect. What comes next is not a trophy for past endurance. It is an assignment for the days ahead. Each step will release freedom into spaces that have been waiting far too long. The shine is not self-promotion. It is a signal for travelers searching for direction. They will recognize something trustworthy in your calm glow. Offer guidance without dominating, share stories without embellishment, and keep returning credit to the quiet strength that shaped you during unlit hours. That humility will keep the reflection clear, always. Bright news moves closer, but it is larger than your single story. It is a summons for many whose hearts feel parched. You will stand as living proof that promises stand firm. Your presence will not shout. It will quietly confirm that reliability still exists. Know this: I did not only rescue you, I also send you. Realizing this should not inflate pride, but deepen humility. Let it press you to kneel in surrender, listen longer in prayer, and walk with careful attention. Breakthrough is never just for comfort. It begins quiet waves of influence that move well beyond your sight. Every person who crosses your path will sense the difference, even if they cannot explain it. Some will leave lighter, others more curious, all slightly changed. Remember your role, a carrier of steadiness. Offer it freely, knowing the supply does not diminish when shared. Instead, generosity enlarges the reservoir within. Soul dearly loved, do not shrink back. Let past shadows remain behind the threshold. Hidden seasons have ended. This is the hour to rise. Step out and watch weights drop, barriers fall, and each claim of impossible lose authority under clear daylight. Move forward with measured steps. There is no need for spectacle. Steady progress will astonish on its own. Keep listening as you walk, adjusting course as new insight comes. When resistance appears, respond with patience, not panic. In time, doubters will see that solid faith quietly outlasts loud skepticism, and the credit will go where it belongs to the unwavering goodness guiding each mile. Amen.